is a language. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends all, here and viewing online, welcome to the Optimist International Caribbean District Communication Contest for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. Thank you for your patience. This morning, we will see and hear from 19 talented young people. They will share their stories. They will come into your hearts and they will inspire you. This communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing, staged annually by Optimist International across all of its districts, celebrates our youth, celebrates their intellect, celebrates their energy, celebrates their thoughts. On behalf of our Governor, Craig Kinch, who is in this audience and who will speak to us shortly, it is my pleasure, along with Chairperson Guion and her team, to celebrate all of our talented young persons who are on show today. We invite our chairperson or co-chairperson.
We thank you for the beautiful sunshine. We thank you for the children who are gathered here. We thank you for Optimist International and the Caribbean District. Lord, we ask a special blessing upon the activities that will ensue in short order. We ask that you take away fear from these children, give them a spirit of calmness and boldness. We thank you for the coaches who prepared them, and we ask that you help them to remember all that they have been taught. We thank you for the committee that planned this event, and we thank you for optimists everywhere. So, Lord, as we go into this event today, we place everything into your hands, and at the end of it all, your name will be honored and glorified. And we say thanks in the holy and matchless name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Chairperson or Co-Chairperson Nadine. We stand and recite the National Pledge. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body. In the service of my fellow citizens, I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Thank you. Please be seated. I am Ellis James Leng, and with me, signing today, is Carol Williams. I especially want to recognize and acknowledge Carol Williams, who has been associated with this contest over the many years. The communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing this year is being staged under the theme, Discovering the Optimism Within Me. The contest is designed to offer young people who are deaf or hard of hearing the opportunity to present their thoughts in a public space. This experience helps contestants develop the skills and confidence to present in sign or orally to a large audience. We are grateful for all of you who have come and for all of you who have joined us online. We are particularly happy to welcome to Jamaica and to welcome to this activity the Governor of the Caribbean District, Governor Craig Kinch, who will come now to bring greetings. Please make Governor Craig Kinch welcome.
Good morning, everyone. It is indeed my pleasure to bring greetings to each and every one of you, those who are joining us here physically, those who are joining us virtually. And I want to bring special greetings to all of our contestants. You are the reason that we are here this morning. We are here to celebrate you. We are here to give you your voice so that you can communicate with us and share your ideas and views on our topic this morning. You are indeed special. You are indeed children that we as optimists are here to support. As optimists, we believe in bringing out the best in children and young people everywhere. And so we want to give you this stage, this platform, to bring out the best within you. We are excited to hear, to see, and to communicate with you as you share your views on the topic today. I want you to know that many adults cannot do what you are going to do today as you stand before us and as you communicate. Many adults are afraid of looking out and seeing the faces in the audience. But you know what? You are bold. You are brave. And we celebrate each and every one of you this morning, and we will encourage each and every one of you as you individually come up and share with us. So, I want you to know that you are all winners because you are doing something that others cannot do. And you have taken that step this morning to bring out the very best which lies within you. On behalf of the entire Caribbean District of Optimist International, which spans clubs in Cayman Islands, the Bahamas, Barbados, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, as well as, where else? Right here in Jamaica. I bring you greetings, and I wish all of our contestants every success. And I know that you are going to wow us. You are going to blow us away, and I can't wait to hear your given speeches. So good luck to each and every one of you. Thank you to all of the parents and supporters that have come out to share. Thank you to our chairpersons, Gayon and Nadine. Thank you to our Master of Ceremonies. Thank you to all of the optimists who who are here to cheer on our contestants today. I know that we are going to have an excellent communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing, and I know that you're going to bring the hype. Have a good contest, and let us celebrate optimism.
Thank you, Governor Craig. Indeed, all of us are winners. All of you are winners. Being brave, being strong. Today, we shall be favored with a rendition by students of an institution whose vision is to reach, teach, and nurture the deaf of Jamaica. One of our long-time partners, the Caribbean Christian Center for the Deaf, the Kingston branch, will come now and do a song. Make them welcome.
I don't know who you are, and I don't know where you are. But God said to tell you, my friend, you're coming up. You're coming up. God is speaking. I see you wondering why me in the midst of your adversity. God is speaking. But if you dare trust in me, I will supply all you need. I will take you over. I will take you over. I will never leave. To you I will cleave. I'm standing right there in the midst of your fear. I will be your brother, man. Stay close to me, my son. It's already done. It's already done. The victory is won. It's already done. I will not die here, even though I've cried here. The victory is won. It's already done. I often ask why me, why they took my family. Oh, yeah. Keep pressing, though sometimes you don't feel like pressing. Keep your eyes on me, will you trust in me? I will be with you to the end. It's already done, it's already done. The victory is won, it's already done. I will not die here, even though I've cried here. The victory is won, it's already done. It's already done, it's already done. The victory is won. No matter what, it's already done. You're gonna get over this. I will not die here. Don't give up. Even though I'm crying. With Christ, you're more than a conqueror. It's already finish well. Finish. My brother, Ryan Ma.
It's already done. Victory is won. It's already done. A round of applause for our students from the CCD in Kingston. Optimist International is among the top 4 service organizations all across the world. And we're very happy today to see distinguished optimists from clubs, from the zones, and persons who have served our district as leaders of the movement. It is therefore my very special privilege to welcome and to acknowledge past Governor Granville, past Governor Jean M. Douglas, and to recognize District Secretary Doreen Prendergast. I trust that I'm seeing those persons. I don't know if there are others. And of course, those persons who just jut out in the side of the road. Sometimes, used to they say is one thing. And so our District Secretary, Carleen, thank you, and our Lieutenant Governor, Elaine. There are presidents and there are members of clubs that have come to support our children today. We're very happy to see you. And we thank the optimists all across the Caribbean for the work that you do. It is because of your work, it is because of your love, it is because of your commitment that our children are here today to speak to us, to challenge us anew. What we're seeing here today is a culmination of months of hard work. I invite our chairperson, Gion, who has partnered with co-chairperson Nadine, and I invite Gion Knight, our chairperson of the committee, to come now and to outline the contest rules. And we can make her welcome even as she comes to the podium.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Governor Craig, past governors, lieutenant governors, presidents, chairpersons, fellow optimists, participants, all, a pleasant good morning to you. It is very important if you're having a competition that the rules are outlined, and so I'm going to do just that. The contest chair, prior to the start of the contest, will conduct a drawing for the presentation order. All contestants will then be referred to as presenter A, presenter B, etc. All contestants must make a presentation on the official contest topic. Contestants can present in sign language, orally, or using a combination of both. Presentations may not be delivered in a language other than English or French. All contestants must give the official contest topic in the first sentence of their presentation. If a contestant fails to do this, a 3-point penalty will be automatically assessed by the timekeeper. Any quotation, copyrighted, or largely paraphrased material used in the presentation must be identified with the original author's name. Failure to identify non-original material will result in up to 10 penalty points. The use of props, special costumes, or clothing will result in 10 penalty points. Notes and lecterns can be used if the contestant desires. The time limit is not under 4 minutes. And no longer than 5 minutes. Contestants going over or under will not be cautioned and will be penalized 1 point for each 15 seconds or fraction of over or under the time limits. This penalty will be assessed by the timekeeper. Timing will begin at the first word or sign. Timing will stop when the contestant finishes. No reference can be made that identifies the contestant, parents, school, community, sponsoring Optimist Club, or district. This will result in a deduction of up to 5 points. Contestants must not be identified by name, school, or sponsoring club until all judges have started deliberations. Any protest in the conduct of any level of this must be made immediately after the condition is noted. Protest received after the next contestant has been introduced or In the case of the last contestant, after the judges leave to total the scores will not be accepted under any circumstances. The contest chair will rule on all protests in accordance with the official rules. The decision of the district chair is final, and no higher appeals will be recognized. Thank you. These are the rules. I now hand over to the Master of Ceremonies, Optimist, past distinguished Secretary Treasurer Ellis James Lang.
Thanks, CP Guion. And so we have heard the rules. We know how the game is to be played. And those of us who are on the outside of the field as spectators, we also know what we need to do to be supporting our children, but not showing any expressions as they present individually. Some information for us. The female bathroom is to my right, to your left, it's on the outside. The male bathroom is to my left, your right, on the outside. Lunch will be served at some point during the day. Should you have any queries, there are representatives of the committee, I was going to say seated here at this table and seated there at that table, but when I look, I don't see the representatives now. But at some point during the day, if you have any queries, any of the ladies at this table at the front or that table in the middle there will be able to assist you. To all of our parents, our teachers, our relatives who have come to support our contestants today, a very warm welcome. Indeed, it is truly warm. And so I know that many of us are struggling with the heat this morning. But we're here not to hear me speak. We are here to hear.
I choose to work with people who are deaf, people who accept the deaf community, with friends and family. I choose to support and encourage those who are struggling. I will show love. I've decided I will work hard. I will not accept the negative. I have decided that people and situations that are negative, I will not immerse myself with those. Instead, I will devote myself to people who believe that deaf can. To be an artist, I must think of myself as an artist. I will continue to roll up my sleeves and try to be successful. When I face adversities and struggles, I will continue to look for what is good and how to improve. I will not give up. I know that when I address and experience struggles being deaf, different obstacles that come my way, I can overcome them. I am deaf. And I can be successful if I find the optimism within me. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant A, for your presentation. And even as we know that the judges will deliberate, we invite contestant B to come forward.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, judges, fellow competitors, and honored guests. Today, I want to talk about discovering optimism within myself. Optimism is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as the feeling that things will turn out well. For me, this means optimism is an inner feeling that motivates and pushes you forward to always give your best, even when things are overwhelming and you cannot see a way out. Self-motivation and optimism are necessary for the accomplishment for any goal. My goal is to become a lawyer. I know that is not an easy task, especially as a hard-of-hearing young lady in Jamaica. I expect that there will be obstacles and heartaches, but I believe that with a lot of self-motivation and optimism, I can accomplish my goal. I hope that one day I can become someone like Claudia Gordon, who is the first deaf lawyer in America. She had struggles, and I know I will too. I want to inspire others, not only deaf people, but anyone who has a disability, to work hard and never give up, because one day they too can become successful. Let me share my experience I had when I was younger. I had no self-confidence because I thought I would not be able to achieve. I was shy, I cried a lot, withdrawn, and had no friends. In grade 6, I had a major examination called the Primary Exit Profile. I was nervous, unsure of what I would do. I was sweating, shaking, and scared. I know that I needed to do my best so I would make my parents and myself proud. So I dug deep and found the optimism within me. I prayed and trusted in God and myself. I did the exam and was victorious. This for me was a wonderful experience. It taught me to aim big and to believe in yourself, have faith, and follow your goal. No matter how the challenges of life get overwhelming, reach for the stars and stay optimistic. I end on this quote by Lisa Kelly. Be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. When I heard that I could join Optimism again, I was shocked, not sure if I wanted to join. I had the fear of standing up on stage in front of a lot of people. But then I remembered my teacher would tell me, all you have to do is believe in yourself and you will be great.
Optimist International is known for its Optimist Creed. The Optimist Creed has 10 tenets. I'll share the very first with you. It says, promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. Contestant number 3, we invite you to come to the podium and to make your presentation. Please make contestant number 3 welcome. C. Thank you. It means that some persons are paying attention.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this world where there are negative things surrounding us, discovering the optimism within me is very important. Optimism means positive, and one may ask how we can be positive in a society where there are so many negative things. There is crime, violence, dishonesty, and even against children. But guess what? We can still be positive. We all have purpose, and to achieve this, we must realize that we should serve God, our Savior. When we do this, we can then serve our neighbors, friends, and others in our community. To serve my community, I must first build the talent God gave me. This will help me use my purpose on earth wisely. Our purpose is that one thing we are very good at that we are sure we can use. It is a thing about us that people are always asking us to use. For example, someone may ask you all the time to cook because you are a great cook. For someone else, people may ask you all the time to plan a party. It is because you are good at that. Our purpose can be simple. In any of these that I mentioned, we could be helping others to succeed. This purpose, when we find it, is the discovery that we need. It is what makes us special in our own way. Every one of us is special. The song by gospel artist Denise Adams in her 1991 album says, God made you special, for there is no one just like you. Special you are. I am special. I have something that can change the world. I am optimistic that all things have positive endings. So although there are negative things happening around us, I will stay positive. Yes, we know about what is happening, but we can be confident that things will work out for the best. Pray always that God delivers us. Work hard with the skills He gave us. I am confident that I can achieve my goals. I want to become a dentist to provide more affordable dental care for the less fortunate of my community. I want my country to be kinder and more loving, more caring, and healthier. George Washington Carver said, and I quote, "Education is the key to unlock the golden gates of freedom." If this is true, then we should all work hard to achieve this. I am working hard to achieve my goals. Learning more about life science has helped me to be better prepared to give dental care. A skill I have is dancing. I can do my moves. When I dance, it relaxes my mind. What do you do to relax your mind? Maybe this is a skill I can use in the future to help others cope with life's challenges. I am preparing myself for my future by doing my best in everything I do. I am using the opportunities I get to be more aware of society. I want to bring something to the society. That is why I chose to be a dentist. In this profession, I can help a lot of people, and I believe that is one of our main purposes on earth, to help others. I know I can change the world by showcasing the optimism that I have found within me.
Thank you, contestant C. The second tenet of the Optimist Creed: to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. Not only your friends, not only those persons you like, but to every single person if we pour positive energies into these persons. Contestant D, please come forward to make your presentation. Please make contestant D welcome as she comes.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all feeling great today. The theme for my presentation is Discovering Optimism Within Myself. Discovering is an act or the process of finding somebody or something, or learning about something that was not known about before. This was taken from oxfordlearnersdictionary.com. I would also like to define optimism taken from dictionary.cambridge.org. This is the quality of being full of hope and emphasizing the good parts of a situation. I want to share personal experience with you about how I find my inner optimism, hopefulness, and confidence about the future. My mother became very sick in 2021. She was diagnosed with cancer and diabetes. We struggled to understand what she was going through. And why God would allow my mother to experience this. After a short and painful time, she passed away in February 2022. The passing of my mother affected my family greatly. My father was widowed, my siblings and I were motherless. This broke me down. I felt depressed and angry. I was angry because I did not know why. I was angry at the doctors for not saving my mother. But I was especially angry at my mom because I felt that if she listened to me and took better care of herself, she could have survived. I stayed home grieving for 2 months. I did not want to be around people, nor did I want to talk with anyone. I could not see a way out of this phase, but one day I listened to my quiet inner voice telling me to remember that I have goals to accomplish, not only for myself, but for my mother. It was then that I decided to put myself together and return to school. My dream is to become a cosmetologist. I believe I can become skilled at it if I work hard enough so that I can become one of the best stylists in the world. Nothing and no one is going to stop me despite my challenges. They are not my limitations. I encourage you all to not let anything stop you from accomplishing your goals. I trust the next chapter because I know the author, as stated in a journal written by Matt Finish. No matter who you are, deaf, disabled, or where you're from, I believe in myself. You need to believe in yourself, so don't give up. You can. I am an optimist. I'm optimistic. You need to be optimistic too. Thank you.
The communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing is made possible because of the kind support of our sponsors. We acknowledge Royal Computers, JN Life Insurance, JN Bank, Mount Sinai, and Precision Construction. We thank our sponsors who year to year help make contributions to ensure the success of this event. As I continue to share the creed with you, tenet number 4 says, promise yourself to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. We invite contestant E to come forward. Please make contestant E welcome.
Esteemed judges, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, fellow guests, visitors, good morning. I would like to introduce to you today's topic, discovering the optimism within me. Optimism is a powerful mindset that can lead to a more positive and fulfilling life. You must be wondering what such a young boy like me would know about being positive, right? I have had quite a few experiences despite my age. The Oxford Language Dictionary states, hopefulness and confidence about the future, and success of something defines optimism. And I am definitely optimistic about good and positive things happening in the future. As a young deaf person, deafness can present unique challenges and obstacles that can be difficult to overcome. But I am optimistic and I have a positive outlook on life. I did not realize how important it is to be optimistic or how to properly develop this in myself. But through the mix of my own experiences, and the encouragement of my family, friends, God, and my teachers, I have been able to develop an optimistic and strong mindset. The first line of the Optimist Creed says, promise yourself to be strong, that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. I will endeavor to remain optimistic in the face of challenges. Motivate myself and allow nothing to shake me so I can be the best that I need to be. In my life, I have needed individuals who appreciate and understand me for who I am. In order for me to grow in confidence and build my self-esteem. My relationships with other deaf people have also served and continue to serve as a source of inspiration and encouragement. This is because we share similar struggles and experiences. Oftentimes, because of my deafness, I have frequently felt alone and upset. But as I learned sign language and interacted with others like me, I came across a new feeling of belonging, sense of self, inclusion, and purpose. I learned from this experience that no matter our differences or limits, there are always new ways to connect with others. I know I am young, but I am being guided by positive principles that without a doubt will make me great. Look out for me as I continue to discover the optimism within me. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant E. The fifth tenet of the Optimist Creed says, promise yourself to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. And so to each of these contestants here today, as you put your best foot forward, as you put your best hands forward, we wish you every success in all that you do. We invite contestant F to come and to make her presentation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Discovering the optimism within me begins with the thought that an optimist understands that life can be a bumpy road, but at least it's leading somewhere. I am discovering the optimism within me. I learn from my mistakes and failures, and I am not afraid to fail again and again. Because every time you fail, you rise again. You are stronger than before. I am a stronger student than I have been before. With all the challenges that I have faced, I've been rude to my teachers in the past, but from the consequences that I have faced, I've realized that I have to do better now because I have learned. We are all trying to find our own inspirations and movement. My inspiration is sign language. I'm a proud person who happens to be deaf. I don't want to change it. I don't want to wake up suddenly and say, oh my God, I can hear. That is not my dream. I was raised deaf. I'm used to the way I am. I don't want to change it. Why would I ever want to change? Because I'm used to this. I'm happy. What is necessary is the right environment and opportunity for me and others who are deaf. How can we change that? We can start by educating others in sign language, teach more hearing persons to sign, and allow the society to understand us. For me, I'm confident that I can achieve my goals in the future. Being optimistic, that means that I'm confident of the future. I'm resolved to be successful. Discovering my special skill and talent is the key to discovering the optimism within me. Technology can help more and more deaf people to understand the culture as we focus on learning and achieving, not listening. So I will say deaf people can do anything except hear. So what are we waiting for? Sign language can be taught to the wider society, and we can all achieve so much more if we work together. There does not have to be a line that divides us because some can hear and others can't, or because some can speak verbally and others can't. We are equal, only our different abilities separate us. I'm good at hairdressing, and this is the only one skill that I'm good at so far. My optimism tells me that I will become the Prime Minister's wife's personal cosmetologist. Maybe the other ladies in Parliament also. I intend to finish high school, attend a college or university. I would like to become a teacher. This would afford me the opportunity to impact my society in a positive way. I look forward to this time as I'm confident that I will do well. The optimism I have in myself and others in my community is gained from the effort I see being made by some members of the country. This opportunity today to speak is reflecting that. Yes, dare I say speak. You see, we speak with hands. We speak without voices. We speak through music. And as said before, we learn not only by listening, but by doing. Discovering the optimism within me is allowing myself to be the best I can be in this society and making a positive impact by signing my way to the top.
Thank you, contestant F. Promise yourself to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. As I look into the audience today, I see some optimists who are branded in their shirts. I know some optimist clubs have come out because they are trying to win the prize for the club with the most attendees. But I don't know who will win. We have no clue whether it's Harborview, Barbican Pines, Central Kingston, St. Matthews. Oh, St. Matthews sound like they're out in their numbers. I think Caroline is a part of that group. So I'm going to invite, yes, I did say Central Kingston, my friends. I'm going to invite the clubs that are here. I want the clubs that are present to just stand up and tell us your names. Just stand up together. All of the clubs that are here. I see North St. Andrew, I see Sunset, but I want all the clubs together, the members together to stand up. Let us see the numbers. I'm not going to call names because you know who you are, so let us see if you work together. Yes, Granville, tell them to get up, man, get up. So Granville, what club are you from? "35 years old. How many other members are here? I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, I see 4. Oh, I think you stood up so strongly because past Governor Rose just came in. All right. Very good. So 3 of you are 36 years old. Thank you. And then I see Barbican Pines. 2. Gion is from Barbican Pines. That's 3 of you. All right. All right. Optimist Club of Kingston. How many of you here? Today, I cannot believe it today, OCK is outnumbered. And Sunset Ligan is in the house. Sunset Kingston is in the house. St. Matthews. How many of you St. Matthews? Everybody has online, Caroline. Everybody has online. And I see Harborview. I want Harborview to stand up now. All of them came out to support co-chair Nadine. Thank you so much. West Central Kingston? Kingston Central. 2. What was that? All the, and I mean, that's some travel miles there. That's some travel. Now let us hear from Elaine. We soon come to you, Kirk. Let us hear from Elaine which club she's from today. Thank you. Kirk? So where are the other 2? Thank you, thank you. Sunset Kingston. Sunset Optimist Club of Kingston. And we have the Jamaica Optimist Club of Jamaica. Let us hear it for the Deaf Optimist Club of Jamaica. Great. And I see that club, that face looks familiar. Rock is in the house, the president of my club. West St. Andrew, stand up and be counted, Margaret. So all of our Optimist clubs who are present here, who have come out to support our youngsters today, congratulations, thanks for making the time, thanks for coming. Most importantly at this point, I want to acknowledge every single parent in the house. Will the parents just stand and be recognized? Beautiful, beautiful. Contestant G, please come to the platform. Please come to make your presentation. Let us make contestant G welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be doing a presentation on discovering the optimism within me. According to the Oxford Primary Dictionary, discover means you find and learn about it. When you see a word that you do not know, you can use a dictionary or website to find the meaning of the word. Optimism means you challenge something to get better results so that you can be successful, as taken from the Oxford Primary Dictionary. For example, if you find a subject difficult for you, you spend more time studying that subject and its contents to get better results. I used to be competitive, brave, and smart. I won a 4-H club, and I won Miss Miss Universe. My family was so proud of me. I was proud of myself. From grade 4, my report started to become poor because I became lazy. And my mom was disappointed. For many years, there was no change in my performance at school. Mom tried so hard to encourage me to study, but I refused to do what Mom asked me to do. I did not have any energy to do anything. I only enjoyed focusing on the phone. This took away from my study time and made my mother upset with me. This made me hate studying more. My mom begged me to do better. She told me I must change the bad habits I have. As soon as I started high school, something changed. I thought good grades were not important, but now I know that it is really important. My life goal is to become a doctor. I need to be focused in school and achieve CXC subjects and go to university for this dream to come through. I started to study hard and do my work well. My mother motivated me to do better by saying, "Beauty must have a brain, and you can't be pretty without having a brain, because without a brain, while you have nowhere to live in an outside world, you will have nowhere to live in an outside world." Now that I can understand the words she said, I decided to change. There is a story to tell of a black woman. She grew up poor and people around her used to bully her. They told her she will not achieve anything in life, but she proved them wrong. She is now a journalist and one of the richest black women in the world. Her name is Oprah Winfrey. So you see, even if you want to give up, don't give up. If you give up, you will lose your dream, and yes, just like me, you can find your optimism. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant G. Discovering the optimism within me. Every single one of us, every single day, when faced with challenges, whatever those challenges may be, in our school, the assignments we get, the difficult ones, in our lives at work or in our families, we may face challenges, we may face difficulties, and every day we have to dig deep to find that optimism, that energy that can sustain us. As the youngsters share their own stories, their own visions for how optimism makes a difference in their lives and can impact our lives, I want to remind us to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. Contestant H, please come and make your presentation. Contestant H.
Good morning. I believe that I must discover the optimism within myself. Challenging situations and obstacles are a part of life. They will happen, and they are happening now. There'll be backstabbing, gossiping, mistreatment, and the like. I know as I continue out into the world, I will meet negative people and face negative situations. They will hurt me, tear me down, insult me. I know because I've experienced it and I will continue to experience the negativity. I could dwell on those thoughts and I can make them influence my thinking of myself, thinking I can't, I'm not skilled, I'm ugly. I could dwell on these negative thoughts, but I choose to break free from them and to destroy them and to replace them with positive thinking. I will think positively. I will be optimistic. I will believe that I can. I will be successful. I will tell myself that I look good. I look all right. I will spread the positive thinking to other people and to friends. Again, with negative thinking out there in the world, I can help replace it with positive thinking by encouraging and not tearing down. Another example of negativity I see is the use of social media. Social media can be used and has been used to influence some negative behavior, and people have brought in those negative behaviors and copied them, such as crime, violence against women, and bullying. I can think of many things and ways that they have brought about negativity, but it can also be used for positivity. Social media can be used to connect with people who live far away. We can reach out to them and be connected with friends and family who are far off. Social media can also be used to bring about help to other people. In the world, I have noticed some other positive examples, such as my mom. My mom herself has experienced some suffering. She has experienced some suffering when she was about in her teen years. She even experienced depression from bullying and mistreatment. She became in despair and depressed. And then my grandmother met with her and encouraged her to think positively. My mother took in those thoughts and she began to little by little change her thinking. My grandmother encouraged her with the Bible and encouraged her to think positively. My mom slowly changed her thoughts and she became successful. Today, my mom still remains to be a happy and positive person. Right now, I ask myself, how can I be more positive? I think and I wonder and I consider and I ask myself, how can I become more optimistic and spread it? I need to be open. I need to be open to myself, to my heart, and to others. I need to take steps one little by little every day. I need to every day think positively and consider these thoughts. For example, my mom, I need to take in from her and learn from her, and how she changed her thinking, I can change mine. I hope to influence others and to spread the positivity. My mom, the wisdom that my grandmother gave to her, and then she passed on to me, I now hope to pass on to others and spread that. And one step at a time, one person at a time, we can encourage others and the world, and we can together become more positive. I must find the optimism within myself first. Thank you.
The next tenet of our Optimist Creed says, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. If all of us shared a smile every day with someone, whether we knew the person or not, it would help that person also to offer a smile in return. We invite contestant I to come to the podium to make his presentation. Contestant I.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Discovering words I have been challenged to define recently as I ponder this topic, discovering the optimism within me. Optimism, according to the Oxford Primary Dictionary, means the feeling that things will turn out well. This noun also means the idea of philosophy of thinking the best of all situations. Simply put, optimism dictates that one has a positive attitude towards life. It is through this feeling of success in the future that my confidence lies. I am confident that I have a good future ahead of me. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you a hope and a future." I know that the success of my future depends on the work that I put in from now. Discovering, this present continuous verb, comes from the root word to discover. It means to find something that no one else has found before. For me, discovering strength is my mission. It is when I find this mission that I will shine at my best and make a positive impact on the world. To discover the optimism within myself, I have written a 3-step process. First, let me tell you who I am. This will set the context for the rest of my speech. I was born deaf. I started school at about age 4 or 5. That was the first time I saw students sign to communicate with anyone. School gave me a chance to socialize with other students who were deaf. I learned sign language and started understanding and communicating well with other people. I wanted to learn to read books. This has helped me to develop my confidence. I believe I can do anything I put my mind to. I want to attend university, and I know I can do it. My ambition is to become an accountant. Can you see me working in the bank? I might just be attending to one of you in a few years in the bank. Jimmy Cliff says, "I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Can you see me clearly?" The future for me is going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I know of deaf people in other countries who attend college. I know I can do it. So, to accomplish this goal, I will stay in school and learn all that I can in different subjects. I intend to develop my skills in football and study more mathematics, science, and reading and communication skills. One very important thing to remember is the more we learn, the more we can achieve. So staying in school is my first step. Second, as mentioned or said before, attending university is one of my missions. Horace Mann, 1848, posited that education, then beyond all other divides of human origin, is a great equalizer of conditions of men, the balance wheel of the social machinery. If this is so, then I should be fit and ready for the working world through a good university education in my chosen field of accountants. If education is that what equalizes humans, then I have no challenge. Communication is the key to having 2 languages, sign language and English language, is key to having a good education. What I would like to see is more people learning to sign so that puts an equal scale. That will help us communicate better with each other. My third step is to build on the confidence and build others who need my help. My goal is to influence my country in a positive way and I can motivate others, encourage them to be their best. The only limitation we have is the one we put on ourselves. Opportunities are there for all of us, and it is for us to find the opportunity or the opportunity to find us. I believe I am discovering that optimism within me, and this is the start of the world seeing what I have discovered.
Thanks, contestant I. The 9th tenet of the Optimist Creed says, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, encouraging us to be constantly learning, constantly doing, constantly improving, focusing on making ourselves better, and no time to criticize others. We invite contestant J to come forward. Contestant J.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My topic today is discovering optimism within me. As a child growing up, I struggled to love myself, to accept how I am, and to believe that being hard of hearing doesn't define who I am and doesn't make me any lesser than anyone. It was hard for me to fit in socially, so I would keep to myself and refuse to leave the house. Whenever I told people I was hard of hearing, they would judge or distance themselves from me, and because of that, I would doubt myself and blame myself for being this way, and I wouldn't dare look at myself in the mirror. There was never a day where I would feel comfortable walking on the streets because there would be a group of boys insulting me for being hard of hearing, and there was never a night I wouldn't cry myself to sleep because of being told I have a disability that makes me different from the rest and judged by many. I felt as if I didn't belong anywhere, so I would withdraw and keep to myself until I entered into high school, where I started to discover who I am. I was taught how to love and accept who I am, and that I can be anything I wanted to be in life, and that I am loved and I am special. I now realize that I wasn't alone and I was never alone. I also felt as if I could be myself and that it was where I belong. It wasn't just a school to me. It was more like a home, a safe place, because it was a place where for once in my life, I didn't have to be an outcast and I was never judged. A school shouldn't just be a safe place where children go to learn, but also a place where they felt safe, understood, and accepted for who they are and how they are. So I say, stop for a minute and look at me standing before you with confidence and the mind of my own to encourage you to never let what others say about you get to your head. People will look down at you, but never let that distract you from finding your passion, believing in yourself or what you believe in. I have been bullied and belittled by others, but that never stopped me from being the lady I am up until today. People's negativity never stole my optimism. Instead, I used it to motivate me. And I think you can do that too. So take some time and be an optimist, to unleash and embrace the power in yourself by being positive at all times. It was said on verywellminded.com that optimism is a mental attitude characterized by hope and confidence in success, and a positive future, along with self-discovery, which means getting to know who you are as a person. We live in a world where people challenge how we think. People who nod their head and act like they agree, including where we are faced with challenges, on top of challenges, which might lead to frustration, depression. But I always say, be optimistic, dream big, and have hope in all your challenging times. Because no matter the outcome, there's always a way. Be an optimist. We are strong. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant J, for your presentation. We continue to be thrilled by the youngsters and their performances here this morning. The 10th tenet of the Optimist Creed: to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. The Optimist Creed is recited by all of our members and our guests at our meetings and special activities. Many persons have come to know the Optimist International movement because of the Optimist Creed and its power. The Optimist Creed has been known to help people through dark days, through difficult times, as they seek to think about the optimism in themselves. We invite contestant K to come and to make her presentation. Contestant K to make her presentation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is important to find optimism within me. People all around us are going to hurt us. Sometimes we will experience it at home, at school, we'll experience negativity. Sometimes we'll experience negative people who are normally happy and encouraging, but sometimes might be having a bad day. We can't depend on them. We can experience negativity. If we look out in the world and we see everything happening and the current events of the world, if I allow that to influence me, if I depend on the world to fill me and make me happy, no, it will fill me with negativity, and it can even lead to depression. Out in the world, wow, we can see a lot of heartache and chaotic mess. Sometimes in my personal life, I have experienced chaotic messes and heartbreak. But then maybe I'm having a good day and I see in the world, I see suffering, I see evil, I see people killing people, I see crime, I see lots of crime, I see war, many things, many situations happening in the world that can cause me and influence me to be negative. They can determine how I feel if I depend on them, if I allow them to burden me. But I choose optimism over negativity. Sometimes we have to be willing to find optimism within ourselves. If we are sad or depressed and we don't know what to do, I try to calm myself. I try to train myself and train my thinking to be more positive. I try to set up my mind and things on hopeful things and on positivity. I do things that I enjoy, and I block out the negativity. I am a deaf person. I have experienced lots of negativity from people, and I've allowed it to influence me. Sometimes that they have just spilled out negativity on me, but I will continue and I will endure. I know that I will experience more of the negativity. But I know that God made me deaf. God made all of us. Did he make all of us the same? No, he made each of us unique. He made many different kinds of people. He made people with disabilities. He made people who are blind. He made people who are handicapped. And God made me a deaf person. What does that mean? Does God make cheap things? Absolutely not. He does not make cheap things and does not have cheap plans. God does not make cheap things, so I am not a cheap thing. I can be proud of who I am. I can be proud. I know I am blessed. I'm a peacemaker. I am a hard worker. I endure. I am a friend. I am a sister. I am friendly. I am a hard worker. I am a daughter. I know that I am all these things, and I reflect on these things. I also remember who I am, and I find the optimism within me. There is a song from Bob Marley. It says what? It says, lively up yourself. It doesn't matter if you are struggling, if life is hard. Maybe you don't have things. You lively up yourself. No shirt, no shoes, lively up yourself. Lively up yourself. What does that mean, and what's the point? It means maybe life is hard. Maybe it's not going to be easy. Maybe you will have absolutely nothing in life, but you must find the optimism. What do? You lively up yourself. I remember that I must find the optimism within me. Thank you.
Thanks, contestant. Am I at L? Thanks, contestant L. While many persons know the optimist creed, there are few persons outside of the movement who are familiar with why the optimists exist, beyond the fact that we serve children and young people. Our mission as optimists says, by providing hope and positive vision, optimists bring out the best in youth, our communities, and ourselves. Bringing out the best in our young people is what we do. Bringing out the best in our communities, wherever we may live, and bringing out the best in ourselves. Even as we seek to help others, we must also grow, we must also evolve, we must also become better versions of who we are. Contestant L comes to us at this time. Contestant L comes to us at this time.
Esteemed judges, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, fellow guests, and visitors, good morning. I would like to introduce to you today's topic, discovering the optimism within me. I am deaf, and being deaf does not define who I am. I am optimistic about my future, and God knows I am happy just the way I am. I am like a flower in the garden. Do you want to know why? I grow, I adapt, and I bloom. I am growing up well. I will tell you how I discovered the optimism within me. When I started school, that was where I discovered that I was deaf. I started to know and learn my identity. There were so many children who shared a similar identity to me. I learned how to communicate in sign language, otherwise known as JSL. That was a good thing for me. Can you tell? I attended school at an early age. And that was a positive and necessary foundation. That prepared me for this stage in my life. Just like a seed that needs good soil, water, and the proper temperature to grow, the early stage was important for my development. Did you know? Take a look at me. I am growing up well. However, it was not always an easy journey. I have faced many challenging times and had to learn to adapt to different situations. Communicating with others was also another major hurdle. Why is sign language not being taught at clubs in school? Take my advice, it is really a necessary tool. I have to write my order down when going to the shop, and this takes a lot of time. I am also worried about finding a job when I get older, as I was told that deaf people have difficulties finding a job. Sir Winston Churchill once said, "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, and an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." I stand to be an optimist. I will not worry about my future. I am deaf, but I will succeed. Take a look at me. I am growing up well. I believe I can bloom. Despite the barriers, I have the mindset of a warrior. I will face my fears, and I believe I can achieve anything I set my mind to do. I vow to approach each day with grace and positivity. Yes, I know challenges will come, but as an optimist, I believe I have already won. I wear my deafness with pride and confidence. I have faith in God and my ability to succeed, and I've learned to never doubt my capabilities. Line 5 of the Optimist Creed says, think only of the best, work only for the best, and expect only the best. And I will try to the best of my God-given ability to do this. Look at me, I am growing up well and discovering the optimism within me. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant L. Optimist International has junior optimist clubs in primary, prep schools, and in high schools. We have college clubs at the tertiary level institution, and we have adult clubs. We also have clubs with persons with special clubs or clubs with special needs. And we heard of the Optimist Club of Jamaica, the Deaf Optimist Club of Jamaica earlier. Persons who are interested in becoming a part of an Optimist Club can always reach out to any of us here today or to visit our online spaces and to get additional information on Optimist International and how you can become members of Optimist International. Our clubs are autonomous and operate all across the Caribbean. And later on, I'll tell you some of the countries that our clubs are to be found in within the Caribbean district. We invite contestant M to come forward to make her presentation.
Good morning. Welcome to all the ladies, gentlemen, judges, fellow participants, and esteemed guests. My speech for today is about discovering the optimism within me. So what optimism means to me? It means finding positivity and self-motivation within myself. It means believing that I can accomplish my goals. Right now, I am preparing for 3 CXC subjects: mathematics, visual arts, and human and social biology. It is not easy to pass CXC, but I am ahead to pass my 3 CXC subjects, to beat it CXC. This has not been an easy journey for me. I find myself worrying about it and many challenges, such as failing at my class. Sometimes I get frustrated with my teachers because they push me to work hard and think positively. But I know this is because they want me to succeed, to pass CXC, and in the future they will be proud of me because they believe deaf can do it. So, for this, I learned to be patient with my mistakes and work hard because I want to become an architecture. I know it won't be easy for me, especially because I am deaf, but I am determined not to give up. This is what I want and I will get it. For the people here today who are closing that scene so far away, I want to encourage you not to give up. There will be a lot of obstacles, overcome and learn from them. Don't pay attention to negativity. We can't depend on finding other people to motivate us. We must find it, optimism within ourselves. As the great Martin Luther King said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Thank you for listening to me. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, contestant M. Again, I'll share the names of our sponsors for today's event. We could not do this without those persons who give of their resources to support. Our sponsors include Royal Computers, JN Life Insurance, JN Bank, Mount Sinai, Precision Construction. These are the sponsors we have for this year. The competition is coordinated by a committee led by CP Guion and CP Nadine. We invite Speaker N to come and to make her presentation. Speaker N.
Judges, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, good morning. Today I am introducing the topic, Discovering the Optimism Within Me. This has been a journey of self-discovery and resilience, and today I am pleased to share a little of my journey with you. Although I am young, I have already encountered many difficulties and hardships simply by being deaf. But I have come to understand that my deafness does not define who I am. Instead, it has given me the confidence to accept my differences and to trust in myself. The great Marcus Garvey once said, "If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life." And this speaks volume. I once believed that being deaf was a limitation. I placed numerous restrictions on myself and my abilities, but I have since come to see that it is actually an amazing gift. I now have a unique perspective that enables me to view the world from a different angle. I have learned to communicate I've learned to communicate not just with words, but through my actions. I have learned to listen not with my ears, but with my heart. Despite the difficulties I have encountered, I have never given up on my dreams. I have discovered that failure is only the start of a new journey, not the end of it. I have discovered that with resilience, I can get through any challenge. Throughout my journey, I have been inspired by others who have faced similar challenges and triumphed over them, like some of my peers here. I have been inspired by deaf athletes who have competed at the highest level, by deaf artists who have created beauty in this world, by deaf activists who have fought for equality and justice, and by deaf stewards who have given tirelessly of their time and energy. I am excited for the future and all the possibilities it holds. I am excited to continue to discover the optimism within me and to inspire others to do the same. Because when we believe in ourselves and our ability, anything is possible, and being optimistic is a good way to have and keep hope and confidence about upcoming situations. Using this strategy in life will help you to remain positive, and that right there is a whole lot of optimism. Look at it, there's optimism in the air. My favorite line from the Optimist Creed says, "To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble." This will be my personal motto, which I use to get me through life. And whatever challenges it throws my way, I believe I will succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant N. Optimist International has several scholarship programs. The Communication Contest for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing is one of 3 scholarship programs that Optimist International clubs all across the world stage each year. Through these scholarship contests, students get scholarships to go to tertiary level institutions of their choice. Every year, hundreds of thousands of dollars distributed to students all across this world as we support youngsters in achieving their dreams. We have our essay contest, our oratorical contest, and our communication contest for the deaf and hard of hearing. Persons who are interested in entering these contests would need to be 19 years or younger at October of the year before the contest is held. The prizes are awarded at club level and at the zone level, also at what we are doing now at the district level. And then the winner of the district contest, the winner of the district competition, goes on to international contests. But most importantly is the exposure we give our young people every year to be able to get up, stand up, speak out in front of audiences like this. We commend every single one of you. We commend your teachers and your parents who gave the opportunity, and we wish all of you well. We take contestant O at this time. Contestant O, please come and make your presentation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy for the opportunity to share how I'm discovering the optimism within me. First, I would like to be an inspiration to others and show them that when they believe in themselves, they can reach their highest potential. I would like to help persons to be happy and to see all the opportunities that are out there for them. So often, we look at our limitations and not our abilities. Today, I dare everyone to dig deep, pause, and look at what you have to offer the world. You can do it. Yes, I was born deaf. What does that mean for my optimism? Well, that depends on whose glass I'm looking through. As for me, I look through my own glasses. That's what I have been taught to do. I've been taught to believe in myself, be confident, and focus on my strengths. I would like to tell others to always remember who you are. You are beautiful. Genesis 1:26-28 tells us we are all made in God's image. Therefore, we should not be worried about how we were born or what others think of us. Instead, we should focus on the strengths we have inside and the gifts and talents God gave to us. I intend to become a travel journalist. I want to photograph the world from my perspective and to change the world one photograph at a time. Get ready for me, world. Show your best side. Really, I want to travel the world and learn about different cultures and share God's word through photographs. As a deaf person, already the challenges are obvious. Many questions will be asked. For example, how can you achieve that when you can't hear? Well, there are other interpreters. In the reality of photography, it is said by Henrik Ibsen that a picture is worth 1,000 words. I can tell stories without hearing one or speaking one. The method is to use the gift I've been given to make this world a better place. I'm confident enough to see this through. Yes, I am. I'm more aware of the challenges in life. I'm the only deaf person in my family. They sign at a minimum. That is a challenge, but should I not go on and explore the talent God gave me? This inspires me to do more and more. More people need to learn more sign. More people need to see the positive side of the deaf culture. More hearing persons need to be involved. That is why I'm most grateful for this opportunity to present to you, to the organizers. Thank you. The optimism within me is for the future, that it will be bright. And I'm discovering myself and what is within me every day. What I do well, I dance. I can act. I love to help others. Apart from photography, there are other careers that do not require speaking or hearing to be effective. As I have this platform, please allow me to tell you some things I would like to see that will help others discover their own optimism. Make learning basic sign language mandatory in primary schools. Make it an elective in high schools and colleges. This is an added skill to the hearing community. Interpreters are needed all over the island and across the world. I will need an interpreter when I travel soon. Going to the supermarket, it would be great to have the hearing community using sign language with the deaf. That would be such a harmonious experience. Life can be beautiful when we all join to make it better for one another. I have a bright future ahead of me, and I want you to help me hold the torch, not just for me, but for others on the journey of discovering their own optimism from deep within.
Optimist clubs in the Caribbean district, I believe, are in Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Barbados, Jamaica, St. Vincent, the Cayman Islands, Bahamas, and Trinidad and Tobago. Do I have them all right, Governor Craig? Great. So persons who are online or persons who are here who are interested in joining an Optimist Club, feel free. Wherever you are, reach out to us. And in fact, if we did not mention the country where you live, this is an opportunity for you to reach out to us and possibly help build an Optimist Club in your country. So our Optimist Clubs do a range of things. Most of the time we work with the children, but we also help communities. We help the elderly. We go to visit the infirmed in spaces where elderly live. We also visit in sometimes the prisons. We are concerned about the welfare of every single person, and we try to encourage a positive outlook. Even as our contestants today have shared their stories, we invite contestant P to come and to make her presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a pleasant good morning to you all. The theme for my presentation today is Discovering the Optimism Within Me. I would like to start with a quote from Helen Keller. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. This quote gives me hope and encourages me to live life to the fullest. Knowing that just an ounce of faith can yield such great things, I am intrigued. To discover means to find something for the first time, or something that had not been known before. This definition was taken from dictionary.cambridge.org. And according to the Longman Online Dictionary, optimism is the habit of thinking that good things will happen. This means that people are optimistic, focus on the good things in life. Did you know that people who are optimistic live better lives and have better physical and emotional health? Also, optimistic people have a healthier outlook on life and tend to live longer than those that are pessimistic. This is according to psychologytoday.com. Now, let me take you down memory lane. I want to share an experience with you. I remember words that my mom and grandma spoke with me. My mom told me that she and my grandma didn't get any education, and it wasn't easy for both of them. So they asked me, what would I like to become in the future? I told them I wanted to become a registered nurse. I didn't have a father in my life, but I know him, and he is never there for me. Instead of that, I felt like I wanted to give up and that I was not going to reach anywhere in life. So my mom and grandma encouraged and motivated me, and I decided to move on and know that I will make it. No matter what, even if my father is not there for me, I can stand up firmly. And tell myself I will reach my goal and make my family proud. And show him that I have my education and I am successful in life one day. So you can take one page out of my experience that I have been through. You can do the same. And don't give up. Move on with your life. I will never make my challenges stop me. Remember, I am optimistic and you are the same. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you, contestant P. We invite contestant Q to come and to present. Contestant Q.
Good morning, everyone. You're all good? The theme for today is discovering optimism within me. According to freedictionary.com, the word discover means to notice or learn, especially making an effort. We have got to search and keep searching. There will be times when another situation may arise and block us from finding what we are searching for. What do we need to discover? Optimism. What is optimism and what does it mean? Well, OxfordDictionary.com explained that the word optimism is hopefulness and confidence about the future or the success of something. Optimism sees the positive, the good side of things. I am a person who strives to achieve my goals. I struggled in school due to not having enough funds. I grew up with my mother and my brother. My mother is a single parent who is deaf and do odd jobs to provide for us. My mom didn't have it easy as she was struggling with hypertension. Growing up, I was aware that we did not have much, but I felt determined to strive for the best. As a child, my best was always academic. I knew I needed to make my mother proud, so I would remain focused on my schoolwork and keep my grades up. I always strive to maintain an excellent GPA. My academic performance was always at the highest level because I discovered optimism within me. How did I do that? I worked hard when I made mistakes, I accepted them and kept trying, never give up, and no matter the situation. Growing up without a father has left me desolate. At times I would see my friends and their fathers, and this made me angry, depressed, and had me questioning why my father was not there. There were times when my mom could not support us financially anymore and decided that it was time for me to quit school. I was devastated. I was devastated to think that this was the end of my academic journey and this was my way of overcoming my struggles and would not be able to graduate and make my mother proud. This broke me. I felt like my goals, my future would vanish. I began to lose all hope. Proverbs 23 verse 18, a wise man by the name of Solomon said, "There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off." That verse has inspired me not to give up and to continue to pursue my goals. I use this Bible verse to keep pressing on. For a time I had in school, I made it my duty to stand out so someone could see me. Then one day I was told that because of my drive and good grades, I would be able to continue high school on a full scholarship. This added to me being optimistic. I believed it would happen, and then it did. Others can find optimism within themselves by stop blaming themselves for their failure and by believing and work hard for what they want. Learn from your mistakes and use them as an experience for a better and brighter future. Have faith and dig deep. Find the optimism in you like I found mine in me. Thank you.
And I think at this point, we can give a round of applause for all of our presenters. I know it is lunchtime. We had speaker contestant A through to O. Today, to Q rather, we had 17 speakers and not 19 as initially indicated. Some quick notes as we break for lunch. For the optimists and the adults who have not yet registered, please register at that table at the middle of the room. Please ensure that you register right now before we proceed with the rest of the day. Lunch has been prepared. There we have lunches for the youngsters and we have lunches for the adults. The lunches, we're going to ask the students initially, the contestants initially, to be allowed to go to the front and to get their lunches. Immediately after those contestants, and we'll take the other students, other children in the audience, and the adults will take, I think there's a separate line, I'm not sure, but we'll do that. But we'll allow the contestants to go first and then to be followed by the other children and young persons in the audience. Just want to acknowledge and to recognize the 4 schools from which the students came today. We had CCD Kingston, CCCD Knockpatrick, Danny Williams School for the Deaf, and Lister Mayor Gilby High School for the Deaf. So we commend all of our young people, all of their teachers, all of their parents for their outstanding performances, sharing themselves, letting us into their dreams and into their aspirations this morning into afternoon. We break for lunch. We have 30 minutes. That's the scheduled time. We are streaming as well, so we have to take a break there. So we ask you to move quickly to do registration and lunch. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, let me just acknowledge one of our other clubs, Fusion. Our Lieutenant Governor, Suzanne, is here from Fusion, New Kingston. Thank you so much for joining us. And so will the teachers and sponsors just have the youngsters go for their lunch first. Of course, we thank all of you who have come, who have joined us online.